Hi everyone, good evening. Good evening, good evening. I told you guys that I would come back to do a vlog video in the evening at camp, so here we are. I'm just coming out of the back little shower house area, and I decided to do a small walk over to our campsite, but also show you things along the way and just have chat time with me, kind of like I did on the beach the other day, where I just opened up and had a conversation with you that my heart wanted to have. So it is the beautiful evening. Thankfully today we have had a very, very nice, quiet, calm day, but it was full of sunshine and heat, which I'm so excited about. We have just totally been enjoying every minute of the warmth all day long. It is so nice out this evening. It's still warm. It's got a slight chill in the air. No rain in sight. It's just calm and happy. So I'm gonna walk down over here. I just love the landscape of the entire park area. They do such a really magnificent job tending to this place and just making it so lovely for people to stay and be extra happy while they're here. That's why they call this paradise. That is actually the name of this campground. Let me walk down over the hill. Also, I might divert the view if anybody comes walking by, just so that people can have their privacy and not be on camera. So this is the beautiful pond area where Richie spends the majority of the entire camping experience on or walking around. And this is his love, this is his enjoyment. And it is just so peaceful for him. So I spend the majority of the day walking, crafting, and also swimming or going in the hot tub or the bajillion showers that I tell you that I take. That definitely happens. We've taken a couple of walks down to the beach today. Not as many as normal though, because it is just so nice to be here and to be in the beauty of just the campground, that we only went down for 2 walks to the beach. So that was nice. It was quite crowded though. I was so surprised before it's even a weekend how many people were out and about at the center, and not a lot of things were open because it's still during the work week. So we trickled down there for a nice long walk. That was really good. We got a little bit of lunch down on the pier, and then we walked back. So we've spent the rest of the day here. Richie went out on the kayak probably at least 10 times today. These are also his favorite docks right here to go on the paddle boats. And I'll usually paddle him around the pond so that he can really enjoy just fishing and not paddling the boat. So it's really cool. There's 2-seaters and there's 4-seaters too. So it's fun when the kids come. They all piled on one. We piled on the other. And we just had like a nice time fishing. This morning too was so beautiful. I'll have to post a picture over on my main channel, which is Crazy Days of Callan, on my post tab, and share with you guys if you're over on my main channel. This is my secondary channel for anybody that's new clicking on this video. This is Crazy Callan Vlogs, and I made this as a spin-off channel just to have more downtime with people that I connect with. And but my main channel is Crazy Days of Callan, and a lot of people I know have come here from there. So there is a post tab where I can share pictures with you guys. It only allows us to share 5 pictures when we post, and I will share that there was a beautiful rainbow because the sun was hitting that beautiful little fountain in the middle of the pond just right, and there was a beautiful rainbow in the water spray. It was so pretty. So I'll post a video of that. Not a video, a photograph of that. So, anyhow, Richie has been, fishing his heart out, which always makes me happy to see him relax and just be calm and settled and just enjoying himself. He works so hard, and actually, I had something to tell you guys. Richie is going back to work. He's going back to work this month. This month he has been cleared to go back to work, and we are well ahead of the game. He'll be going back on a lighter scale, but he is going back to work, and I'm very excited for him because Richie does love being a provider, and he loves working and works really hard for us as his family and our life, and I appreciate him so much. So he has been cleared to go back, and he's a little nervous but also very excited to get back to some normalcy. If any of you are new here, my husband had open heart surgery. He had a triple bypass on Christmas Eve. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I think I got a little too much water today, swimming and everything else and walking around. But he had a triple bypass on Christmas Eve, and they had said it could be upwards of a year of him being out of work. And between all of the healing and also the cardiac rehab and all of the regular doctor's appointments that we always go to, they have cleared him to return to work. Very limited, but still back to work. So that is a really good thing for him because he takes a lot of pride in working and caring for us. So I'm excited for that this month, and I'm happy for him because who knew that we would get this far this fast with all of his health concerns and difficulties and all the challenges that we've faced with his type 1 diabetes, and then his heart failure this past end of the year. So that is awesome. Also, it's just been a beautiful time with him. It has been so wonderful, so special, and so meaningful to spend quality time with him. I do miss having our son younger and him being with us all the time and parenting him and having fun family full vacations all together. But he's almost a 22-year-old man now, and he's living his own life 90% of the time, which is what we want to happen as parents. We want them to grow up and be independent. That is what we taught our son to do, and he is just such a great man, and we're so proud of him. But he works very hard in his life as well, and he's just starting out. So if we can get the 3 days out of every week that we spend at camp for him to come up for a weekend, a Friday full day, Saturday full day, and Sunday full day, then that's still a gift to us to spend time with him like that. But now that we are older and my son is older and we're all, growing up, it's time for Richie and I to have some quality time with each other and be able to spend time as adults together and start to reshape our relationship independently with just one another, which is still such a blessing. It's such a blessing. I absolutely enjoy more than anything spending time with my husband. And they honestly feel even more important and recognized after all of the health scares that we've had. So every moment that I get to spend with him is quality time. That is just the world to me, because our life has always looked very uncertain with him and what he goes through. So if he is on the right side of things, we are always trying to do the best we can to spend the most important moments together. Because he is my partner for life. He is my best friend. I think I started to tell you in the first video how difficult my first journey through marriage was. and how that separation and divorce kind of changed everything for me and eventually brought Richie into our lives. A year and a half out of separation and still going through a divorce from my first marriage. And this is a totally different picture. This part of my life with my husband now, my wonderful Richie. I've said it a million times, probably in a bajillion videos, but he is the most exceptional father. My Isaiah recognizes him wholeheartedly as his dad. He has since he was little. They had a very close and quick bond with one another. Richie was very, very, very good with him right from the beginning of the friendship with all of us. He never overstepped boundaries. He respected every aspect of us together. With my son and I forming our own journey, he just wanted to be a part of it in the best way possible. And it was such a blessing, the way that he entered and handled being with us. It was just easy, and it wasn't hard, and it was nothing that I would have ever been able to expect or even try to imagine could possibly happen. I was so afraid to have a step parent. That's why I really said that there was no way, shape, or form that I was going to be in any other relationship ever after I left my first husband. But Richie made it so possible to trust in him, and he took it as slow as I was comfortable with. But he was very close to Isaiah right from the start, as well as myself. And he just melded into the perfect family unit that I could have ever hoped for. Richie has a very familiar way about him. My family, the men in my family that I grew up with, hard-working family men. Richie very much mimics all the men that I grew up, loved, and respected. And I am so appreciative to have that strong man in my life and also in our son's life. Listen to the noise that the frogs are making. Is that not absolutely beautiful? That is the most amazing, beautiful call that they make with one another. And I get to sleep right next to it, right over here. So it is pretty cool. We're going to walk over to our site really quick. I got to tell Bubba Lish to actually call our son because he just called me, and I think he's looking for his dad though. Bubby, can you call Isaiah? He just called my phone. I'll give him a minute to call Isaiah. So anyhow, he's been absolutely phenomenal in every way possible. Look at all of his fishing poles. He has a bajillion of them. He just literally knew how to treat us. And even at my point where I felt still so insecure as we were starting out in our commitment with one another, he promised me that no matter how long it took me to trust him fully, that he would be there for it. And he wouldn't rush me, and he would reassure me when I felt insecure or felt unsure of things. And that is exactly what he did. He really, really stood by my side. And I was very traumatized from my first marriage. It was a very difficult path for me through the relationship the last 6 years of the 10 years. And then the divorce was horrendous. And he just totally stuck by anything and everything I was feeling, thinking, my doubts, and everything that I was going through. And he helped me overcome it. And he also helped me facilitate a relationship with my ex that was respectful and not reactive to the antics that he would display, which was very helpful in the recovery of myself and my son in my new relationship, and also in the relationship with my ex-spouse. He calmed the fire that roared between him and I. And no matter what he was dealt with handling my ex-husband, he handled it with such dignity and such strength. And Richie was handed a great deal of challenges when it came to my previous relationship, my ex-spouse. He really, really, really caused some difficulties for my husband now that he just is absolutely the most incredible, calm, loving person I've ever met, and I'm so grateful for him. So this vlog video is for you guys, but it's also a tribute to my beautiful husband right before Father's Day, of what he did to come into our lives and change the entire path that we were headed down. I was doing the best I could as a single mother. I was trying my hardest to rectify and change everything for myself and my son, and I was doing a really good job. I will always give myself the credit that I deserve for what I established that 1.5 years that I was a single mom before Richie came into our lives, at first as just our friend, but then became a committed partner and father for our child. But I still probably would have had a lot of difficulties if Richie didn't come in as strong as he did and help us continue to just do better and be our security and our safety. So I am so grateful to my beautiful husband that I appreciate with all of my heart and soul. And truly, honestly, he is my best friend. Every part of my day lays with him, and how we connect with one another and support one another. And we are just really good partners. And every part of my day, whether it's good or bad, or every part of his day, whether it's good or bad, we come together and we're each other's peace. So I never thought I would honestly have that. I had been in a couple of long relationships. Even through my teenage years, I was always like a committed type of person. And I just never picked good. At first, I always thought I did, to be honest with you. I will give my ex-husband the credit of the first 2 years. We had a very lighthearted relationship. My ex-husband and I were young, and we both had a lot of trauma in our lives separately, as, you know, experiences that we had gone through. And we just weren't developed enough to handle the difficulties of adulthood together as a team. And it was a learning experience. That's why I always say that even through hardships in life, you definitely, if you really have the ability to step back and really dig deep into the lessons that can be learned through really traumatic, difficult hardships, you can pull something out that is going to teach you a lesson that you can take into your future for the next chapter, so that it's not repeated and you don't continue the trauma into the next part of your life. You learn from it, you grow from it, you've experienced it. And I can look back at this point and say that I am grateful for a lot of the hardships that I went through, as difficult as they were, because it brought me to a very beautiful place in my life that I am the happiest, and with a partner that I am the happiest with that I could have ever imagined. So that's where I'm at this stage of my life. Every chapter is different. I feel that through all the chapters of my life, I have lived a totally different experience than what I had expected and what I had foreseen for myself. Not always in a bad way, but it just was different than I had originally planned through different chapters of my life. And now I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And then in the next part of my life, I will continue to follow the guidance of God and put my faith in the person that I'm with, and in myself, and in my child and my family, and go with the flow. That is what I've learned to do in my life, is go with the flow. I was always a very controlling person, because somebody with trauma has a very big tendency to want to control their atmosphere, to want to control every aspect of anything that they can, because of being somebody that's been hurt, somebody that's been put through things that were very difficult. And I was a very controlling person after many years with my first husband, because my life was so out of control with unhappiness and difficulty and pain and struggle, that anything that I could do to control my environment is what I latched onto. And probably mid-30s, after Richie was diagnosed with his type 1 diabetes, I had to learn a different way of behaving. And I had to learn to let go and let God. And everybody has different belief systems. I'm not somebody that talks religion or talks about, what anybody else should think, feel, believe in, or anything else. I respect everybody's faith. I respect everybody's choice to not have faith, or whatever your choice may be, whatever you follow in life. I am just somebody myself that believes in God, and I have learned over the years that I need to trust in Him more, and that even the difficulties are meant to happen to take us to the next chapter that is meant for us. So that's what I do to try to follow along calmly, and just release any pain or stress that I have to try to want to control scenarios that are just out of my reach. It's not what I'm meant to do. I just have to have faith. And as I'm getting older, I'm growing more and more in that faithfulness and that trust. And I just am giving it my all to just really enjoy the moment and the day and the time that I'm in with the people that I love the most, and doing the things that I love to do the most, and trying to handle the difficulties in the best way possible by praying and trusting. So I have gotten this far. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be 44 years old, and I am so proud of myself that I've made it this far in my life, and I am with somebody that makes me feel like a whole person. And he is amazing. So, happy Father's Day to the best man on the planet. In my eyes, I know everybody has their own best man on the planet, but he's definitely mine. He must be fishing somewhere because I turned around to look at the campfire and he's gone. So, I know he's probably calling Isaiah. He was already calling Isaiah back. I could hear him. And probably taking a walk fishing and chatting with him. So this is my life. This is my life in a nutshell. And this is the last outing for the summer. This is the last outing for the summer. We're all done with our summer festivities, other than going to the beach randomly when we have time to, and and doing random day trips if we have time to and stuff. So this will be it for the time being, for a long stretch of a vacation. And we went on some great trips this year. We really did. And I'm so thankful for every single bit of quality time that I've had with my family, with my husband through those trips and these moments that we've shared together. This upcoming weekend will be Father's Day, and I'm sure he will go fishing somewhere on Father's Day around our vicinity. I'll go see my dad and just spend time with everybody that is in my life, that is my beautiful, wonderful family. So I hope that this Sunday, when it is Father's Day, you will honor your men in your life that you have or have had, that you love so much and that have been something so special to you in your lives. I think really, honestly and truly, men really don't get a lot of the time the credit that they deserve, to be honest with you. I know as a woman, it is a hard job, We have the kids. 9 times out of 10, maybe my statistics are off, don't come for me, but we're known as the caregivers, the nurturers and stuff like that. But I can tell you that the men in my life that I knew, that I grew up with, the man that's in my life now, my partner, my best friend, my Richie, men have a hard job. They have a hard job. They work hard. They love their families hard. They tend to so many needs of ours that go unrecognized and unappreciated sometimes. Women work really hard, but I think men work just as hard in their own ways of what they do for their families, and I think it is quite phenomenal. And whether it was a dad, a grandfather, an uncle, a best friend, a brother, whoever it was in your life that meant something significant to you as a male figure in your life, whether here or gone, I hope you spend the day thinking about them, remembering beautiful memories, or reaching out to them and telling them how much they mean to you, because these guys are special, and I really am so grateful for mine, whoever they may be. I have some that didn't do what they were supposed to do, but I have a lot more that did, and I value their role in my life, in my child's life, very much. So Father's Day is very special to us, and we love to love on those dad figures for sure, those male role models and superheroes. So that is it, my wonderful people. I will see you guys next. What is this? I will see you if you are over on Crazy Days of Callan, my main channel. If you are there, I will see you on Happy Saturday Dollar Tree haul. But this will probably be the last video at camp, because Bubbleish and I are just going to relax, be calm, happy, and enjoy this peacefulness between the two of us for the last couple of days until we head home. and then get back to normal, back to the grind, back to the routine, back to everything. And we appreciate you all and love you guys so, so much. I hope you have a beautiful night. I will take you out by watching the fire and listening to those amazing, amazing frogs. Night, everyone.